What's going on, guys? Big welcome to you all to our channel. We are Team Crushing the Meta, and today we are back with a deck profile video for the transformation of the Bruce deck from having only cards from the trial deck to actually going through having support for the final rush mechanic and becoming a better deck with the upcoming cards. So if you're new to our channel, don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment. And yeah, we'll hope to see you, of course, in more videos. Okay, so when we talk about the Bruce deck, there's also a reason why I chose for pink. Because the player who plays this deck loves pink for some reason. But yeah, we're talking about the Bruce deck. From the trial deck, we have seen that we have some cards, we have got some cards that actually are very, very good and effective, but still with the upcoming support, as we have seen, like at least these two units make a huge impact, the grade 3, the grade 2, and of course we are having our own super trigger. So, over trigger. So, what will happen when these cards come out, and how will that actually change the way that the deck plays? Also, there are some other cards like this bad boy right here who could actually fetch you your grade 3s back, or the right cards to make the moves. But not all the cards in the trial decks were actually bad. There were some cards in the trial deck that you would still play. So we'll go through everything and we will talk about how the deck would or could look like. I already have a list that I am trying out and testing, which very fast after this video we will have the other video which I will talk about only the complete deck. But first of all, I wanted to show you the cards in the trial deck that will stay and the cards that would actually leave. So coming from the grade 3s, of course we will start with the 4 Bruce. 3 of them will be in your deck and 1 of them will be in your right deck. So Bruce will stay. The deck still plays around having Bruce as the main grade 3 and the one in your right deck, and your persona riding is the only card that could give you the final rush mechanic. So as long as you don't have a Bruce on hand, you will never ride, because it will just be the one from your right deck and you will only go into Bruce. If you could not persona ride, that's alright, because the deck still could make multiple attack and could still create soul. But the difference, which is very big, is that you actually gain the front row power, and because you resend your front row, you gain more benefits from having power on the front row. So you're not only getting 10-10, which is 20, you're actually getting 10-10, 10-10, which is 40 on both sides, that your opponent actually would have to guard with 40 more, which is huge. So the 4 Bruce. Next to Bruce, of course, we have our Gear Juggy, which is the Colossus. So we have 4 copies of that added in the trial deck. And this card is very good. It's actually also very effective, more than some people would think when they read its ability. Not only it gets the extra 15k, which is a huge powerhouse, it also gives you a little bit of soul. So this card could actually be replaced, but it doesn't have to go out of the deck. I still think that people will take 2 or 3 cards of him in the deck. The new cards that we will have is of course the grade 3 from Pure Moon, which will be put into the deck at least at 4, because the card is, yeah, it's just crazy good. So your grade 3 lineup would actually look a little bit like this. You will add the 4 copies of the new grade 3 to the deck, and depending on your grade 1 and grade 2 lineup, you'll actually add 2, 3, I don't think 4 is necessary, but people would add 2 or 3 copies of the Colossus, and that's actually how your grade 3 lineup would look like. Right, so going to the grade 2 lineup. So first, what we have right here is, of course, the most a card that you will see put into the right deck, which is of course Richard. There is no reason to play anything else in the right deck except Richard, so this guy, for now, we play him at 4, but is it necessary to keep playing this card at 4? Well, we will see. Next we have is of course our Shield Boy. So this Counterblast 1 for the extra 5k, as I have explained in the few other videos, it is definitely very effective. Reason is that sometimes when you have those 5ks out there and your opponent attacking and you just need a 10k, you will not be losing two 5ks. Sometimes you will just put a 15k out there. So this card, Count Plus 1, is not always only a plus 5k. Sometimes it's actually a plus 10k, because if you don't have it, you will see yourself discarding the 10k, 15k trigger, just because you don't want to lose two cards from hand or from field or intercept. So I still play this card at 4 in the deck, even with the new cards coming out. The last card that we have in here is the vanilla. We'll not talk about him. I mean, I've had a whole video to talk about this guy and why they wasted such a beautiful art. But yeah, I mean, we will see what the future will bring, but these are just filler cards that there is no reason to put them in. I love the arts, but it's just there is no reason to tag him in there. Just no reason at all. The cards that we do have, which is one of the most beautiful, amazing grade 2 that we have, is of course the new Aiden boy. So this boy will definitely be at 4. I mean, there is no reason to play less, and it's just really good card. And you will see yourself just taking out the vanilla to play this card anyway. And then is the question, what do you want to take out if you want to play more grade 1s or more grade 3s? And this situation, I will actually take out Richard. So I think myself, I will just play the 11 grade 2s, just like this, and that would be it. That's just perfect. 1 in the right deck, 2 extra in the deck, and that's more than enough. But the reasons why we do that is because we have such good grade 1s. And I actually didn't expect that. I expected the grade 1s to be less interesting in this deck, but they are good. For the Perfect Guards, of course we will play this Perfect Guard eventually, because it's just a better Perfect Guard. It has a better art and it has a skill, so there is no reason to play the one from the trial deck. So I don't really have to explain this. And then we get, of course, into Steve. So how many Steves do we need? Well, I actually find myself needing only one, which is the one from the right deck. I didn't really need to add more than that. Why is that? It's because I would rather have a grade 2 in the front row, because you could also intercept with this. It's just more flexible than having a Steve that you could attack with, which is as effective on the second attack as the grade 2. But yeah, that's one of the reasons that I think, for me, Steve at 1 or at 2 is just more than enough. For the other grades 1 that we have in the deck, of course, we have the Acrobats. This card is also very good. It's just an amazing soul charge, but sometimes it's too much soul charge. That's when we played those games that I showed on the channel, when played against the trial deck from the V era, against the Overlord deck. You see that this deck actually decked out in the last game, and if it didn't, it could have won the game. But the reasons why you deck out is because this boy soul charges a lot, and for that reason you actually would like to have more flexible cards on the field that could give your cards back, that could go to the soul themselves. And so there is no reason to play 4. You could play 2 or 3 depending on how much space you have left. But we do have an amazing new grade 1 that we could actually add to the deck, and that's the Pulp Dragon. So the Pulp Dragon right here, because this is a really good consistent way to get your grade 3s back to your hand, and for that reason it does make the deck better. So what will happen right here is you will see people, or me at least, taking out 2 of their Acrobat to add in the Pulp Dragon in here, and then you will play a little bit more grade 1s that I actually wanted to. But again, all of these grade 1s are good. The only card again that you could take out is Steve, because I don't think that it's necessary to keep playing him. All right, but what will happen next? What will happen with the order card? Do we still play it? Do we take it out? Well, I didn't really feel that it was necessary to play it to start with. I didn't find it good. I didn't find it useful. I didn't find, yeah, it's just, again, it's a waste for such a beautiful art, and yeah, it's just not necessary. If there will be a time where we could fetch order cards back from the drop zone or add them from the deck to the hand, then yes, this could be a plus, so that's why you will add it to the deck, but for now I don't think it's necessary. So again, these were actually just my thoughts in general about what will happen to the deck, to the trial deck with the upcoming cards. If you want to see the full deck profile with me explaining my choices and why that I chose for this, you could check the video. Will be out very soon on the channel, very soon after this video. Alright guys, thank you all for watching, thank you for tuning in our channel, thank you for the support you give to our channel, and we will definitely hope to see you in the next video. So, till